Do you guys know about the state capital of Florida? Well, you may not know anything. You might not even know what the state capital is, but just to let you know, it's Tallahassee, home of Florida State University. And today we are talking to the most amazing woman probably that I know, Kelly. She is in Tallahassee, and we are going to learn all about her today. Hey, Kelly, how are you?
I am fabulous. You could be my hype woman anytime. I love that introduction. Whoop, whoop.
Because I'm sorry, I bet you 50% of the population doesn't even know Tallahassee is the capital. I feel like they think it's Orlando or something.
Absolutely. Or Miami, and it is not.
Oh, Miami, that's a good one. Yeah, well, here we go. We're going to learn today. So, Kelly, can you tell us just, a little bit about yourself and what cities you cover, and also about your family, what you like to do, any of that?
Absolutely love to do all of that. So I am in Tallahassee, which is Leon County. We are home to the Florida State University Seminoles and also the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University Rattlers. They are an HBCU school. We also have Tallahassee State College and we have all the state workers. So lots of the people who move here are moving here either to go to school, to teach school, or to work in the university systems or state systems. Um, I cover four counties, so Leon County, Jefferson County, which goes from the Georgia state line all the way down to the Gulf, and then also Gadsden County and Wakulla County. And Wakulla County is very coastal. Almost the entire county is coastal. So I have a variety of things. I've had people tell me that they didn't buy in Florida when they came and actually saw it because we don't have the palm trees. We don't have the blue ocean. We have lots of gigantic oaks draped in moss. We're a very green city, lots and lots of green if you go up in the Capitol and you look all around. So I've been here since 1985. I left Key West, Florida, on my 18th birthday and moved up here to go to FSU. Met my sweetie, been married 35 years this year. Yep,
Wow.
35 years. I have two kids. I have a 25 and a 22-year-old, and my 22-year-old got married on Mother's Day last year. So life is full. And I'm super thankful. I love my job. I was a school teacher for 12 years before I was a realtor. And so I feel like that is super helpful.
I can see you as a teacher. You're so helpful. You always know what to do. I didn't really know that Tallahassee doesn't have a lot of palm trees. I really guess I didn't know that.
Unless they have, there's a few palms that are native, but they're not the ones that you would see in South Florida. They're not the South Florida palms. Growing up in Key West, we had palm trees in our yard. We had papaya trees, mangoes, all the things. Up here, none of that works because we actually get cold. Like it will freeze here, and every 10 or 12 years, we'll have some snow, believe it or not, in Florida.
Well, I remember, I think it was this winter where you're like, it got colder, and I'm like, oh, welcome to my world. So,
I
yeah,
can't
it's not
imagine
fun.
living up. No,
I love
that's
it.
crazy.
Well, so I didn't realize how many other, colleges or universities you had there. So, like you said, a lot of people are probably moving there, being transferred there, education. And then, of course, with the capital, state workers, that's where a lot of the, state type stuff goes on. So, yeah, I can definitely see that. So, kind of tell us a little bit about the market in Tallahassee. Do you feel like it's different than some of the other markets in Florida right now?
Absolutely. Had a conversation with someone yesterday who's in Tampa. So they're buying up here, but they're trying to sell in Tampa. And in Tampa, in their gated neighborhood, there are five homes for sale right now. And they've had to reduce their price. I put something on the market late last night. I have five showings today. I already have multiple offers on it. I'm going to hold offers all the way until Sunday evening or maybe Monday morning because it's Mother's Day. Probably wasn't supposed to say that. But anyway, I'm holding offers because I think that it will be nice for the people who see it today, but also the people who see it open house on Sunday. So, one of the last ones I had, we had 23 sets of people through during the weekend, and we had 7 offers plus one that I wrote myself and went under contract with the backup. None of them my people. So, if things are priced well in Tallahassee, they are still selling.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because as you and I know, we're on a call every morning with 1,000 people from all over the country, realtors, and they talk about different markets. And I think we've all heard, even if we're not in Florida, I'm in Indianapolis, but we've all heard that, there's lots of homes available. Days on the market is really high in some areas, lots of inventory, for example. Our colleague Heather, who's in Northport, they have 9 months or of some inventory or something like that. So I wonder why. Why do you think it is that Tallahassee things are going quickly? Just because they're, because of your location or what?
That is a fantastic question. So we don't see the same spikes nor the same falls that places like Miami, Orlando, Tampa, and Jacksonville have. So because we don't go up as quick, we also don't fall as quickly. And we have state government and we have all the universities. And so even if everything else is kind of going wonky, you still have to have state government and you still have to have
Hmm.
people at the universities. And so we have a pretty consistent flow of employment. We don't have factories here. We don't have things like that. We either have government, education, or the people who live here because of education and government. And so it's kind of insulated a bit. It's almost like a military base, if you went down to Tyndall or Homestead Air Force Base, those people are always going to be there unless the base is closing.
I see. So that's actually really nice for you guys, like to have that stable economy as far as, who's coming in for work and things like that, and the students and things like that. So let me ask you this. What is your median home price for Tallahassee? I know you cover a lot of counties, and I actually heard maybe you're licensed in Georgia as well. You never mentioned that.
Well, actually, I'm getting my license in Georgia. I actually have the application sitting on the thing next to me. They sent it back because I forgot one piece of paperwork. And so I've got that ready to go and get everything done. I will be licensed in both states soon. Tallahassee touches Georgia. So it just makes
Mhm.
sense. It's closer for me to drive to Thomasville, Georgia than it is to drive to the coast.
Oh,
Believe me,
okay. Well,
I
that
know.
makes sense. I like
It
it.
it
Okay.
does. It does. So that's just been super duper helpful.
I love it. Okay, so let's just say Tallahassee, the city of Tallahassee, for example. Do you know what's the median price right now? Is it higher? Because I mean, I also want to touch on maybe, investors, first time buyers.
Absolutely. So our median price in Leon County, which is where Tallahassee is 320. When you include the 4 county area, it's 287. So that's median. I had a call about a 1.2 million today. So it's not that we don't have those. They're just kind of far and few between. And then we also have, I was shopping with somebody yesterday who was at $77,000, first time home buyer. She's a student. She's like, what can I get so I don't have to pay rent for the 4 years that I'm here? And so she's been saving money since she was 14 and thought, well, I want to do something different. So we have the entire gamut.
Okay. Well, and that surprises me honestly because, I will say if you don't live in Florida, again, sometimes you think, wow, prices are high there, but that's actually reasonable. Indianapolis, our median price in Indy is 250. So, even if it's
Mhm.
300, I mean, that's reasonable and easier for first time buyers, especially. Plus, um, if someone was looking to invest in Florida, there are lots of areas, and I've talked to other agents where it is a bit higher and it may not make sense, but it seems like in your area, it might be possible. Do you have a lot of investors, like especially with the colleges there that want to invest in student housing?
That's exactly what we have. We have people who come down, and a lot of times they're just investing and they don't even live here and they're investing. But we also have parents who They know that their kids are coming here and they might have three kids and they're 2 years apart. And so they'll buy when their child's a freshman and they'll hold it all the way through till their third kid is done. And then they're like, you know what? That has been such a good rental that we're just going to keep it. And then some other people will take it and they'll do a 1031 cash exchange and
Mhm.
they'll nest it here and then they'll buy something where their child is moving for either grad school or that they know that they want to help their first time home buyer out and they will help them in that way. So we have the whole gamut. And then we also have people who buy out at Lake Talquin. We have a really big lake, and we will take it and people will buy it on the lake and then they'll rent it out through Verbo or Airbnb or whatever and generally get a really good return on investment. And at the lake, you don't have the HOA fees that you have at like Panama City Beach or Mexico Beach or, one of those places.
Okay, that makes sense. So you have homes in your area for first time buyers. It's affordable enough where, they can find some homes. I've heard of cities where it's not even affordable. I was talking to someone from Charleston today, for example. It's not really that affordable for a first time home buyer. So this is
No.
really good for you. So you also have investors who are coming and purchasing homes and renting those out to, college students or even
Right.
vacation rentals, or maybe even I'm sure you have traveling nurses and all those type of things that come to your area. You have some large hospitals. But
Mhm.
now, what about, are there areas, and you just mentioned the lake. So are there areas where people go in Tallahassee to retire? Do people actually move up to your area for retirement? Tell us about that.
They do. So we have only one 55 plus community, which just blows my mind for it being the
One?
state capital
Oh,
of Florida. Only one.
oh
It's
my
called
goodness.
Camellia Oaks and it's beautiful. They run them like condos so that nobody's mowing grass, nobody's doing anything, but they are done beautifully. And the first phase went so well. They did the second phase. Second phase is done so well. They've just cleared ground to make the third and fourth phase at the same time. So while other builders are starting to slow, that community is still growing and it's got easy access to Interstate 10, which is super helpful. We have restaurants out here. We have a new Amazon plant on one side of the county, and on the other side of the county, we have another one. So, I mean, and all of that's happened in the last 2 years.
Wow. Okay. So you only have 155 plus community. That does blow my mind. I feel like we have just gobs. However, I feel like we need more because, of course, a huge portion of the population is aging. So, if someone wanted to retire in Tallahassee, I know you mentioned some of those things. How close is the beach? I know you said you're closer to Georgia than maybe the coast, but how far, for example, if someone wanted to go on a day trip?
Oh, they can totally do that. So 45 minutes till you hit Gulf of well,
Oh,
I don't know if it's Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America today, but
yeah.
whatever it is, the Gulf, about 45 minutes till we have the most beautiful beaches in North Florida. The sand is white and it's squeaky and it's just so beautiful. So there's an island called St. George Island that's the closest one to us. It takes a little less than an hour and a half to get there. It's a state park. It is gorgeous. And again, that a lot of people will buy rentals on St. George Island and then rent them out to people for a week at a time, 3 months at a time, and use those as income producers. So multiple streams of income.
Oh, that is so awesome. So, and I'm trying to think in my head. So, those areas that are popular, like Destin and 30A, is that like 2 hours away and or
It
something
is.
like that? Okay.
Yes, yes. And Destin and 30A are gorgeous. We go to a place called Grayton Beach State Park, and it has tidal pools. So where the ocean comes in and it creates these pools. And so the kids don't have to worry about the surf. They can actually swim in the tidal pools. I mean, it's so beautiful. It is so beautiful.
I always hear people on social media, and people from Indiana go to 30A, apparently, not me, but they go to Destin. I've been to Destin, and you're right. The beaches are so amazing. They are so nice. So, if someone wanted to invest in Tallahassee, move there, retire there, they're still within 1 hour to 2 hours from whatever beaches they want to go to. And so tell us just a little bit about what is there to do in Tallahassee. We know there's a lot of fun things, right?
Absolutely. So we have a civic center. We have lots of concerts that come because we have the university. We have one of the best music programs in the nation. And so we have something called Seven Opening Nights where they bring in great talent, but we also have the marching chiefs at FSU. They do something called the Prism Concert. We have different artists come in to town here. We also have hills. So everybody thinks of Florida as being completely flat, but Tallahassee is seven hills. And so we have lots of hills, lots of parks, lots of hiking. We have biking trails, lots of fishing right on the lakes and things like that. So there's plenty to do. We don't have any like aquariums like Atlanta does. So when we want to go to an aquarium, we have to travel north 4 hours to go. But that's okay. We get to live in Florida. We don't have a
Right.
state tax. I love the fact that we don't have a state income tax here. That's fantastic. So,
Oh yes, and that is very, and that was gonna, I was gonna say, I did know that, and I think my brother-in-law wanted to move there because of that. But that's really important to some people, and yeah, I mean, in Florida, it seems like you're in such a great place. So, your industries are booming. You're close to the beach. You're close to Georgia. Like, say you wanted to go on a trip to Atlanta. I mean, you could go to, you're just close to everything and everyone
right.
wants to be in Florida. So it seems like your area is prime because it doesn't seem as seasonal as some of the other areas and, right?
Right. We don't have the busyness that Jacksonville or Orlando or Atlanta have. But if we want to go to those places, we can go to them, but not have to live in them. So for
Right.
somebody who likes the crazy busyness of a place like that, Tallahassee's not crazy busy like that. I call us a small town or maybe a big town that feels like a small city, kind of. We don't have the craziness that other places have. I love it.
Well, and you are an expert in Tallahassee. So, of course, if anyone is interested in, moving, getting up and just moving to Tallahassee for fun, if anyone wants to know where the best places to retire in the city are or invest, Kelly is the expert. You can reach out to me and I'll give you her information. I'm going to ask you a few little fun questions that I didn't tell you I was going to ask just at the
Okay.
end. So, what's your favorite dessert?
My favorite dessert is oatmeal cookie dough.
That's a good one. No raisins, no raisins.
No,
I don't
just
like
oatmeal
raisins either.
cookie dough. No.
What's your favorite vacation spot? You already said one in Florida. Where else?
I love the mountain. So Hank and I bought a mountain home. The
Ooh,
people up near you want to come down here and have a vacation home down here. We live down here and I'm from Key West. And so I wanted my vacation home to be in the mountains. And
ooh.
so my favorite thing is either to be on a cruise because I can scuba dive wherever I want or to be in the mountains. Mountains on water would be like ideal.
Ooh, okay. Yes. Wait, where in the mountains do you go?
We own a vacation home in Blairsville. So we rent it out when we're not there. We Airbnb and VRBO it. And so one day we will live there half time, but
Wait,
not
is that
yet.
in Georgia? Is that in
It
Georgia?
is.
Sorry.
It
Oh,
is.
okay.
Yes, we're about 40 minutes from Blue Ridge. A lot of people know where Blue Ridge, Georgia is, but
Oh,
again, I'd rather be in the not crazy busy area of town, and Blairsville is perfectly laid back. I'm between there and a place called Young Harris.
oh. So you go there to escape the busy real estate life because, as we know, it's very busy. Okay, if we're in Indiana, we like to travel to Gatlinburg and those type of places. That's
Yeah.
7 hours away, so that's pretty
Hmm.
easy.
Like
Pigeon
six
Forge
and a
and all
half.
those
So
places.
yes, I get it. Hmm.
We like it. Okay. When you retire, if you ever retire, you might not. Do you want to move anywhere or do you want to stay in Tallahassee?
I think that I'd like to be half and half. So I'd like to spend a portion of the time here when it's freezing cold up in Georgia. I want to be here. And then when it's when it is really hot here, I want to be there. but I don't ever want to retire. I
Okay.
don't.
I thought
Yeah,
you'd say that.
I want to go. I want to go hike the Appalachian Trail
Oh,
with my husband. So we'll do 3 months. In 3 years, we're going to do 3 months. And then the next year, we'll do the other 3 months because it's about 4 to 6 month tour to hike it. So that's what I want to do.
that's
Yay.
impressive. That's impressive. Last question. What's your favorite thing about real estate?
The people. That's it. I love the people. I was a school teacher by trade and I get to use all my school teachery stuff, but I get to meet the most awesome people and connect people and help feed people for Thanksgiving and help provide cleaning supplies for Making Miracles Group Home and all of the things. I love, love, love the people.
I knew you'd say that. Kelly, I'm so glad I got to talk to you today. You're amazing, and I'm so thankful to know you. And if you want information about Tallahassee, I'll connect you with Kelly. But thank you so much again. I hope you have a great day.
Have a beautiful day. Bye.
Bye.